Hello, everyone. So this is happening. Sure, yeah. Welcome to the live stream game. You guys can kind of hear some folks in the background, but let's actually introduce them right now. So over here we actually have Jody, Ashley, Ben, and JD. You guys want to mind introducing yourselves? So we can't hear Ashley for some reason. So I think I know what's going on. Hold on. Oh, that's what it did. It did the whole thing. All right, now you should be able to, so if you start talking now, you should be able to hear Ashley now.
Do I introduce myself all over again?
It was so smooth that first time, too.
That's perfect.
I'm gonna panic now.
Do you want me to introduce myself?
Kind of. I'm just trying to see which one.
Okay, I'm going
Let's
to do
see.
this again.
Yeah, okay, we can hear you now. All right, good. I'm like checking on my phone to make sure. All right, so I don't know what happened there. I guess for whatever reason it just decided not to. It was like, yeah, let's monitor the stuff coming from Zoom, but that's not actually broadcast it for no apparent reason. So welcome everybody. So yeah, Ashley, go ahead and introduce yourself.
The first time went better, but we'll do this again.
Yes.
I'm Ashley. I am Ashley the Bard on most social medias. You can find me in the Discord channel on the Blue Collar DM. And yeah, I'm very excited to be introducing my sweet Juliet to you guys. I am going to pass this along to Jody.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Jody. I am also super excited to be here. Can't wait to get this thing started. And I'm just glad to be a part of this. I will be introducing you soon to Moharan. And yeah, I'm going to pass it down to Ben and see what he's got to say.
Howdy, folks. I am Ben, better known as Heems Thornbeard on both YouTube and Twitters. Haven't really broken into the Twitch scene yet, but working on that here. I'm going to be playing Shorely Red Went, our resident bard. And I'm going to pass it over to JD.
Hi, I'm JD. I am not on any of the social media things, and I'll be playing Timic, a Hill Dwarf Druid.
Awesome. So we are going to get started here, and I mean, I'd have announcements about a store and all that cool stuff, but yeah, that doesn't exist yet. So we're just going to jump right into it, and I know people are still just rolling in. Do stay tuned. After the break here in about an hour or so, hour and a half, we are going to have that dice giveaway, so get excited. So let's dive in. I want to welcome you, the players, and also the stream, to the world of Illithia, a world of 5 major continents of varying cultures and diversities. However, our story takes place in the lands of one of the largest continents, Theoba. The kingdom of Theoba, ruled by the current king Jasper Moral for the better part of 2 decades, has brought the kingdom to much prominence, more than that could be said prior to his reign, and the kingdom is yet to see in the better part of 2 centuries. Now, with a vast number of trade routes and protections offered by the crown, the land of the south of the Emerald Wood has risen to a level where individuals can feel relatively safe on most of the roads between the townships, and especially given the increased patrols in the area by the Crown's Guard, it helps out quite a bit. However, recent events have started to cause some worry in different reaches of the kingdom. Rumors of a disease affecting those along the southern coast and unseasonably warm weather to the north has caused worry about the upcoming harvests and the health and wellness of these people in this flourishing portion of the kingdom. Our story, however, takes place in the lands north of the wood, where power and influence of the crown has minimal impact, and where warming is felt by many. With the major port town of Nulgrim connecting those small townships along the border of the Emerald Wood to the south, much of this land is actually ruled by nature and those savvy enough to take advantage of the little rule that extends in these lands. Lands full of danger, not just from nature itself, but from various beasts, monstrosities, and other many highwaymen and bandit organizations that dot this area. Those with the coin to protect themselves are able to thrive in this area. Those not flush with gold are unable to protect themselves, though, and often turn to a different means of living in order to survive. Our story begins in the small outpost of Timberwood, a small logging community north of the Emerald Wood. It's the main stopping point for travelers brave enough to delve into the woods on their way to the southern portion of the continent. The main export and service to the kingdom here is lumber. In mainland Thioba, each settlement provides a specific export to the main capital city in exchange for other goods and services such as protection. For Timberwood, the main aid for the capital, besides the shipping of food, medicine, and other goods from the city, comes from the different farms and stuff south of the Emerald Woods. So the people of Timberwood need this relationship in order to be able to get the food and medicine that they need. As such, the main protective force here in Timberwood is a ragtag group of individuals that take up arms when needed in case of an attack from wildlife or degenerates who take advantage of this small community. With this diverse organization, many have taken advantage of the situation, and the town has had a few issues. Occasional attacks from wildlife, stealing, muggings, and more are on the rise. We find the focus of our story rising from a night's rest in a small room in a large inn and tavern known as the Full Bear's Pub. We find sitting at the foot of a bed, a drow woman, meditating, having some difficulty keeping her mind clear from the previous day's events. Her companion, now beginning to stir away, breaks her focus. Ashley, would you mind describing your character, please?
Sure. Juliet is a great skin drow with white hair. Her eyes are unusual for a drow, though. Normally they're red. Her eyes are pink. She has her and her white hair. They are braided pigtails. She's cute.
Nice. And now beginning to rustle awake, you find, with you finding your drow companion sitting at the foot of the bed, where you remember her being when you found your night's rest. Jody, would you mind describing your character, please?
Absolutely. You see a large, muscular black dragonborn, 6'6", 219, big guy. You can tell that he's seen some stuff in his life. First thing you notice is when the sunlight hits his scales, he's not really black. It's more of a shimmery purple, yellow undertone, but only when the light hits it. The second thing you would probably notice is heavily scarred along the side of his neck, shoulders, face. Appears like something bit him at some point, but it would be a huge mouth to bite. Usually seen wearing chainmail and a large cloak with made from an animal with two big claws hanging over the front and down the back. And just looks like he's ready to smack some people.
Excellent. With the two of you both rustling awake, what would you like to do?
Oh, you have a good sleep there, big guy?
Yeah, sure did. You hungry?
I'm more thirsty than anything.
Well, I'm sure we can get a little bit of both if we head downstairs. I could definitely go for some eggs or something.
Wine.
I'm always freaking hungry. I'm a big boy.
I can definitely go for some wine. Let's head down.
It might be a little early for that, but
It's never
all right.
too early for that.
All right then. I'll follow you, lady.
I'm gonna head down to the dining area of the tavern.
Absolutely. As you guys begin to go down the stairs, you encounter what you had seen previously the night before when you came to this establishment. You see these big round wooden beams that are supporting that upper floor with almost like Christmas tree-like lights attached to them, but they're not actual physical lights. It's like tiny little globules of light that just kind of sprinkle their way up these giant beams. The walls are covered in various different drawings and paintings of personal achievements, all related to the nearby forest. Some people holding different hunting trophies, while some are just seemingly happy people enjoying a drink in what is likely this establishment you see yourself in right now. The tavern itself is packed. The locals seem to be the primary clientele here, from which normally you'd think might be a bad sign, though in this situation you're sure it's not. Several long tables are occupied by what looks like couples, lone travelers, and anyone else who enjoys great company. The other smaller tables are also occupied by people who clearly enjoy everyone else's company, and though there seem to be a few strangers here, a lot of the stools at the bar are also occupied, though, but everyone seems to be kind of okay with the fact that this place is kind of thrumming, even though it's this early in the morning. You did hear rumors about this tavern, although you're not really quite sure what for, though judging based on kind of your experiences last night, meeting the bartender Roburn, who's got these very sharp-looking features, and the number of females congregating at the bar, you get kind of a sense that this guy's got a bit of a reputation. But in addition, you also remember that there is this big, giant ad board in the back of different types of tasks that you could complete. However, currently is barren. People are still just generally kind of enjoying themselves right now, but still, there's no really quest to be had right now at this point in time. As you guys begin to come down the stairs, you find yourself a place to eat. Roburn is able to accommodate you. He actually brings over some different various meats and eggs and all kinds of different breakfast foods and whatever your drink order happens to be, whether it happens to be wine or ale or just plain water, he's able to accommodate. And he sits that stuff in front of you. Sitting at a table, just adjacent to you, is a human male and a dwarf. Both kind of looking like they just woken up as well. They're also enjoying their morning's feast. And Ben, would you please describe your character, please?
Surely I will. So, Red, as he is known, is a large fellow. He's about 6'2", 285 pounds. He's, I guess the term you would call it is swole. He's got dirty blonde hair, fairly well kept. He's got steel gray eyes and pretty bland features. Like if it weren't for how big he is, he'd probably blend into the crowd. But because of his size, he tends to stick out. He wears some tailored but sturdy clothing, a padded red jacket, a loose gray tunic and pants. He's got like knee-high riding boots on. They're a little bit worn from the trek here. And nearby, he's got some like a shield, a spear, and then his bagpipes and like a trumpet, probably like sitting close at hand, basically.
Absolutely. And across from you happens to be your dwarf companion. JD, would you please describe your character for everyone, please?
Well, I'm a older male dwarf. Been living in the woods for a long time, so I'm kind of rough around the edges, wearing some worn leathers and leaves in my beard and hair. There's also a small bird that lives inside of my beard. I have my staff next to me, and that's about it. It's basically all my belongings, just a staff that I mostly use just for walking, not for hitting things.
Awesome. As you guys begin to enjoy yourselves, Juliet, Morharan, you notice the kind of group sitting next to you also appears to be fairly well put together, fairly well armored, and also equipped, or at least the human does. You gather that they're probably another group of adventurers, not unlike yourselves. As you continue to kind of enjoy yourselves, you actually see Roburn having a conversation with a gentleman. As this gentleman leaves, Roburn, coming up to both of you, approaching the both of you, in fact, both groups, turns to both of you and says, I hope not to be too much of a bother right now. I know that you all did help us just recently, or you helped some of the fellow townsfolk here, taking care of some of the stuff that was going on down there. You were over there with the farm, and you guys helping out old Sylvia. Something's happened. I'm not really quite sure. It seems that a number of the lumberjacks here in town have begun to go missing. Now, normally I wouldn't ask strangers like yourselves. However, there's not really much around here as far as adventurers right now, given the folk around. And as you kind of look around, you do see that there's some locals and stuff like that. Like there's some other lumberjacks and people of that nature, but no one that's like really quite as outfitted as the four of them. I know that you guys aren't really together, but it sounds like there's been a disappearance of a number of these men, almost as many as 4. With the latest being Henry, is from what we just heard. Obviously, it's a lot to ask. Just you all being strangers to this town, but would the 4 of you mind kind of checking this out? We obviously will give you a night's rest and scrounge up whatever payment we can find for you at the end of all of this, if you're able to help us out.
Hey, that's all right. Strangers are just friends you ain't met yet. So, how y'all doing? Name's Moran.
I'll reach across and take his hand.
Yep, do the same thing.
Surely.
Surely what?
Surely went.
You surely went where?
Pardon me. My name is Shirley Went. That is my proper given name. You can call me Red if it's simpler.
I think it might be.
I love names that tell short stories of people's. Juliet, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm not shaking your hand.
I'll look up at the dragon really high up because he's even bigger than my previous companion here. Just amazed by the glimmer in his scales.
How you doing, fella?
My name's Timmick.
You look like you're about 10 miles of dirt road, I'll tell you that much.
Probably a little further than that.
That's all right. Those people that look like that, they've been some places and they know some things. So
I know animals.
it's more than I know. I'll tell you that much. I don't know much about no animals, but I know how to smack people in the face. So if Henry got taken by somebody that needs to be smacked around a bit, well, I'm fixing to do it.
I've seen him do it. It's quite impressive.
Don't let her fool you. She's got some pretty crazy things herself.
Just kind of smile. I do.
Boon companion.
Well, Roburn, I think you found you a crew.
Did you guys eat yet?
Did we eat,
Let's-
you said?
Yeah, did you guys eat yet?
Yeah, looks like we're taking it to go, I guess.
All right.
Can I have a bottle to go?
Yes, absolutely. No problem.
He's a bigger
take
fan
care
of
that
the
for you.
liquid diet, if you know what I'm saying.
It would appear that way.
Ain't nothing matter with that now.
No, nothing matter with that at all. Now, places that you could check out. Henry's wife. His house isn't too far from here. That's actually that was actually one of the other lumbermen, but Harriet, his wife, doesn't live too far from here. And if you actually if you head a little way south down the path leading out of the town here, just a little bit beyond, as you head into the wood, just stay to the main kind of clearing that you see there. Eventually, you'll hit yourself you'll run into that lumber yard, and you'll be able to take care of it. Now, this is still dangerous out there. Now, don't get me wrong. So, but I think you guys will be able to handle yourselves for sure.
I come from the Underdark. I can handle it.
Tim guided me.
He kind of looks at you with a quizzical eye, like, okay.
Yeah, heard of it?
Stories, but never anyone actually from there. That's actually, I'll be sure to not be on your bad side.
Fair enough. So are we doing this?
What do you think, Shirley? We going?
Let us went.
I just
All right.
kind of look over at Juliet and give her these eyes like, I guess we're into this now.
So, can I kill it? Is a better question.
I'm sure we'll find plenty of killing.
I'll find him.
All right, boys and lady, let's get on out of here.
All right. I'll stand up and start towards the door.
Yep. I'm
As
up
you
too.
like.
And you are able to do that, obviously. As you guys exit the establishment, you do recall that Roburn did point out just kind of some general directions for you guys. He did mention that this Henry's house is about 4 houses down from the tavern itself, on the right side of the road, not the left, where you found old Sylvia, Mr. Shirley, and Mr. Timmick. In addition, easily enough, you can find the pathway to the woods if you need to go that way as well. But the day is yours. You are now standing in the busy streets of, well, relatively busy streets of Timberwood. You see a number of different individuals, some kids playing around with a stick and a hoop. You see a number of other different lumberjacks kind of wandering around, all of various different dresses and attire. Some wearing plaid shirts, some wearing, different solid colors. It doesn't really seem like there's any like one particular dress style. Everyone kind of just finds a means of making a living here. But with that knowledge, you are able to venture your way forth.
All right. I suggest we go talk to Henry and see what information she has and go from there.
I have a feeling it's another old person.
Yeah, Harriet doesn't sound like too much of a young person's name, but I'm with you, Red. I think Harriet's going to be our best avenue to figure out what happened.
You said another old person. Did you guys already meet old people?
Oh,
We did. I think it was
Yeah.
old
You met
man
an
Joe.
old lady too. You met old Sylvia.
was
Wasn't
she
it-
crazy?
She was kind of crazy. She was kind of just lonely.
A little.
Nah, our guy wasn't lonely. He sure was crazy, though.
like
Tell
a
you what,
bat.
the candle was lit, but ain't nobody was home.
The lights wasn't on up there.
No, not even one bit.
I mean, if you count the rats, she probably wasn't that lonely.
Yeah, she liked big rats too.
We didn't have a rat problem. We had a kobold problem.
Nah, they're as good as rats.
They
Seems
are.
like we both got something in common, though. We both had a problem. So it seems
With
like
old
we both
people.
know what we're doing.
Lauren,
Well,
do you
let's
feel
go
like
s-
this town is full of old people?
It does seem like it. There are those annoying little kids running around beating things with sticks.
Kids. Let's avoid those things.
I sure ain't no fan of kids, that's for sure.
No, I'd like to avoid them if we can.
We'll have to be the middle ground for this town.
Yeah, I guess that's why they're relying on us.
Our skills, maybe? Well, I don't know what you guys' skills are, but I know my skills are.
We shall see soon, as I'm sure they will be put to the test again.
All right, let's. I think he said it was up that way and up there, so let's head on up there.
All right. She said it was like 4 doors down.
Yeah, Roburn pointed out to you all that Harriet/Henry's house is about 4 doors down, 4 buildings down on the right side of the street, as you got, and from a right from the actual tavern itself. So you guys are able to easily get there. Is that where you guys are planning on going first?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
Right.
As you all approach Henry's house, you see a small, well-constructed wooden ranch-style home. This is, again, the home of Henry and his wife Harriet. As you approach, you find a very well-crafted wooden door with a number of beautiful little carvings of various animals like wolves, deer, squirrels, and other animals peacefully living and drinking from a brook where they all meet for a drink. The trim of the door around this particular door has these amazing little intricate like braids that kind of detail around the whole archway of the door, and suffice it to say, someone here is probably pretty good at crafting, or is a pretty good craftsman. It's quite impressive. And that is actually what you see as you approach up to the house.
right.
Who wants to knock on it?
I'll go.
All right.
He's pretty good at talking to people.
Approach the door and knock. Careful not to, like, I don't know, hurt any of the carvings or what have you.
Easy enough. They're actually very well constructed, so it's not too much of a worry as far as that is concerned. And the door does open. In front of you stands a woman, about her mid to late 30s, wears a brown kind of working dress with a orange apron over it, with brown hair that she has tied to the side and kind of a ponytail, looking very distressed. And she sees all of you and kind of sizes you up and says, what do you want?
We were sent by Roburn to ask some questions about the disappearance of your husband and the other lumberjacks.
Oh, it's not like him to go, it's not like him to go missing. He's never been one to, come home late. I mean, he does occasionally on the last shift, stay out for a drink, but he disappeared in the middle of the work week, and he never came home last night, and something's wrong. I don't know what it is.
Sure, he just didn't run off with some other woman.
Never.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give like Juliet the eye, like, really? That's the question you're gonna ask? But I won't say.
I mean,
I just lean down to Juliet and go, she ain't old.
could be magic. She could be old.
we hope to allay your fears. We will do our utmost to find your husband as well as any other missing folks. Where was he last seen?
Well, it was like any other normal day. I made lunch for him. We had breakfast together, and he's always been he's always been very responsible, busy for sure, but he's never one to come home late, at least during the week when he knows he has to go back in. He was wearing a green plaid shirt. I remember it was one of his favorites. He decided to wear yesterday before he left. But that's really the last time I saw him. He left for work in the morning with his lunch, and well, I haven't seen him. He never came home.
What time was he supposed to be home?
Normally just before sundown. I figured maybe he was late or something like that, but sundown came, and he wasn't here. Became nightfall, he never came. He's still not here now. I don't really know where he is.
This is just yesterday.
Yes.
You said he likes to go get a drink sometimes after work?
Only on Fridays, when the last day of the week. He never goes out during the middle of the week, and even then he still comes home at night. He doesn't stay out. He's never found. He's a good husband. He doesn't just disappear for random reasons.
All right.
I'm sure he is. We will go and check did he work at the mill or further out with the...
No, he worked at the lumberyard with the rest of them. He generally, he goes out into the wood and goes and helps chop down some of the trees and then transport them back with a crew of his. But that's... I hope nothing happened to him. I mean, I know the woods are dangerous, but normally where they harvest the wood, it's not that bad. It's not that far in.
Fret not. We will find your husband.
We'll try to find your husband.
Yeah, we'll definitely look.
Well said. My friend Timmick here led me through the self-same woods, so He's a fine tracker.
No, I just know the woods.
Well,
Right.
I have a question
Well,
for you real
if-
quick, ma'am.
yes.
Can I
Oh,
get
yes.
a piece of his clothing? Maybe a shirt, maybe a shoe, a sock.
Yes, just one sec. Yeah, just 1 second. She goes back and she goes and she does end up finding one of his other flannel shirts. This one, a blue one with black checkers on it. I suppose this could work for you. I suppose.
Yeah, that might work. I take it.
Be careful. Be careful out there. She looks at you, Shirley. Be careful out there. It's. And please find my husband.
We'll try to
We
find
will
your
do our
husband.
best.
She's just
And-
locked eyes right at you, Shirley.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I? Let's see. I don't really want to like.
Do I notice anything amiss about her? Like, do I notice bruising, ripped clothes, dry blood? Do I see anything that would make me believe she's not telling the whole truth? I don't really want to read her for truth. I want to read the scenario.
Okay, if that's the case, I would say if you're trying to observe something on her person, I would say give me a perception check.
Her scroll.
Well,
Okay, with a 12, you pick up on specific. There's not like it doesn't appear that she has any bruising, scratch, or anything like that. It looks like she has maybe a blister on her hand. But you also see that she's holding a broom, so maybe it's from that. You're not really 100% sure. But for the most part, yeah, no, she appears to be in good health and appears to be telling the truth.
So, should we like get out of here now and go try to find her husband?
Okay.
So, if there's do we want to go to the lumber yard first? I mean, I assume that would be the next logical.
The lumberyard, or we can go to the woods.
no, I figure
Right.
better start where he was last seen, down at that lumber yard.
Some of the workers there may know or have seen where he walked off to.
Yeah, because they would have seen him more recently than she did. I'm saying this like as we're walking towards the lumber yard.
Would we know? Is this like the time that he would have been starting? Like if he was starting his shift, are we getting close to that time that people that would work with him would be back up?
Yeah, it is about that time. You do see people kind of. It's probably a little bit after. There might be a couple stragglers that you kind of saw as you were making your way to Henry and Harriet's house, but at this point, it would seem that probably everyone, if not all of the workers, have already kind of headed their way in. It seems to be much of a up and at 'em and come home before night, because they come home before nightfall. It seems like they come home not early, but before dark, before the woods gets a little bit too dangerous.
So,
Um,
lumberyard.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
to the lumber yard.
Okay.
Let's go.
And
On down there now.
And you guys make your way out. So you are able to easily kind of find this pathway that heads off into the southern portion of Timberwood. It does take you a little bit of whiles to get to the lumberyard. It's probably going to take you at least 3 hours to get there
Okay.
on foot. if you're going at a normal pace. If you're just trying to hurry up along there, that's probably, it's not required that much, but it does take a little bit of time, and you actually do recall that some of the people that were leaving with like carts and stuff like that traveling towards it, so they were able to move a little bit quicker. For you guys, It's going to be a little bit longer, and as you guys continue to travel, about an hour in, you actually do enter a portion of the woods. It seems that this lumberyard, while not too deep into the woods, is deep enough in that it's still relatively dangerous traveling back and forth.
Okay, yeah. So like, are there any carts like going as we're going, or is it just like kind of us on the road?
Right now it's just you guys on the road. Unless you want to commandeer a cart on the way out.
I think I have a couple of coins. Yeah, if there's somebody like that I see is like not using, or there's one like parked, like I might, like hey, can I rent your cart for a couple of coins?
Sure, go ahead and this would be where you're kind of looking around and asking around. Go ahead and give me just an investigation check.
Right.
10. It takes you the better part of 20 minutes, but you are able to find somebody eventually that's willing to give you their cart for the day for the price that you actually stated just now, for 2 gold pieces for the day.
Okay, yeah. More than reasonable.
So go ahead and mark that on your inventory.
Right.
So you guys now have a cart. So now that does cut your travel time in half as you guys are traveling forth here. So as you make your way through, you hit the woods probably about the first 45 minutes in. As you begin to, the woods get thicker as you go through. The path is still there, and it's still relatively wide enough for more of these carts and easy enough for your carts to get through. It starts to get a little bit treacherous. It appears, or I say treacherous, it appears to become, the woods thicken quite a bit. And it's actually, oddly enough, it's fall currently. It's not
But it's so hot.
normally it would be wintertime right now, but for whatever reason, fall has just kind of lingered around for a little bit longer than normal, which has been very strange. But you continue to move through, and as you get about halfway, it actually begins to rain a little bit. You can hear kind of the trickles of rain kind of hitting the different trees and stuff like that. All of them still very orange and red, and a number of the leaves are continuing to fall, which leads you to believe that, winter might be coming, but it's kind of already almost past. It's already it's already the middle of Khusus, which is kind of the beginnings of when winter kind of lets up and spring begins. It's kind of strange. But you continue to press on. As you do, again, it begins to rain. You hear the trickles of the rain and water kind of coming down. And as you do, what is your guys' marching order as you guys come through here?
I'll take the front. Since I rented the wagon, I assume I would drive it.
I'm in the middle of the cart.
I'd be back
People
towards.
can
I'll be
the
towards
cart
back.
hold more than one.
Okay. So you said Shirley and Timmick, did you say you were going to be in the front?
What, can I sit in the cart?
Yeah, you can sit in the cart, but are you going to be in the front driving it, or are you going to be... There's spaces for 2 of you to sit in the front if you choose to.
I guess I can help drive the cart.
Okay.
Might be
So
exciting.
with that said, Shirley and Timmick, can I get perception checks from both of you?
Sure. Surely. Oh God. It's just going down.
All right. 3 and a 9. Okay. As you continue to kind of press into the woods, you feel pretty secure that nothing should come after you out here. It seems very quiet. You normally would think you would hear the chirping and buzzing of different animals. Obviously, with it raining, it dampens it a bit, but you would still think you'd hear some insects. However, you don't. It's very strange.
This is very strange, guys. I turn around. I just kind of like look at Maureen. Like, doesn't it feel? It also feels really warm. Isn't it supposed to be like winter soon?
Yeah, it's hotter than blue blazes out here. I'm with you though. Something ain't right.
Something just feels off right now. Hey guys, do you see anything up there?
Not really. Seems normal up here.
Say, I think what we need is a song to raise our spirits.
He's
Are you
good.
any good at it?
A little. And
Surely, play with bagpipes.
I was gonna say I'm gonna pull out the bagpipes and give them like brr, brr, and start tuning them up.
You're a aren't you?
I have been called that once or twice before.
Mm. Every party needs a bard.
It certainly helps.
DM, can I like just give a look around, kind of like peek my head out back and see if I sense anything, see anything?
Sure. Because we had the two other folks make perception checks over, I'm just going to have you make this one at disadvantage. So go ahead and make your roll.
I'm gonna do twice.
No, it's in there, so it's already in there to roll twice, so it's already there.
Okay. 'Cause I can't see.
So we'll take that first one. So it's a 22 and a 9, so 9. No, everything seems pretty quiet.
Except for the bagpipes.
Well, fire them up, man. Let me hear them things.
Except for the bagpipes.
Is it any good?
Should I roll a performance?
Absolutely, you should roll a performance check. 12. It's not bad.
You know,
It's all right.
It's a little warm. Like, again, it's, you know, maybe it's there's some like, I think the dew got into the bag, and like I start like, you know, I stop and like start pulling them apart. Like,
Bless your heart, man. You sure did give it a good try. It's better than I can do.
So as you begin to kind of fix your bagpipe, and you hear the loud honks of as you're trying to kind of get this thing to kind of get the dew out and try to make it work the way it should. Suddenly, you hear a crack. Like a stick snapping.
Ooh, 2 hands
You
on
begin
the
to
wall,
hear...
Anybody
You
hear that?
begin to hear rustling. You begin to hear a number of different low-pitched I need you all to roll initiative, please.
About to have some fun, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so I'm gonna have to activate you guys all over here, and we're gonna have to throw you guys all on the map here real quick, which I will do right now. Bang. Nope, get out of here. Get out of here. Bang. Bang. So I don't have a cart prepared, but we'll just do what the best we can here, given our situation.
I'm just looking for my initiative right now.
Yep, I'm getting that ready, so I gotta get everything ready on the combat encounter here. So, and I will be switching everything over here in 1 second for everybody. So, initiative rolls, everyone.
all right.
I can't find my initiative.
I've got
It's on your character sheet.
Where?
I got you.
Thanks. Still get used to Foundry.
I was gonna say if you go to the fist, you can actually click like beside your character
Character
name
sheet,
as
yeah.
well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, unfortunately, because you all did not sense the presence of this entity, unfortunately, it is going to get to act first. So, as you all are kind of listening to the of the bagpipes continuing to make noise, you see rising out of the darkness this, or out of the thicket of the woods, you see this wolf-like looking creature standing on its two hind legs, big giant claws, long fangs, drool coming out, with also what looks like a bit of a smear of blood coming down the right side of its face. It just comes out and leaps out at you, and comes up here. So it is going to be attacking you, Morharan. It has multi-attack, so it is going to utilize its one bite and claws. First attack is going to be a 7 to hit with the bite.
I missed.
Nope. All right, that misses. And coming at you with the claws, it looks like we have an 8 to hit, so that also misses. So this wolf-like looking creature that's standing on its hind legs comes out and goes and like tries to bite you. You're able to kind of deflect it off with your armor and your sword, or with your mace, and just kind of keep it at bay. Ending its turn, we'll actually start back up at the top of the combat. And Shirley, you are next to act. What do you do?
I am going to. Let's see. Spear at this thing. I mean, it just tried to bite Morharan. So I see it and just.
So you throw your spear at it?
Yes.
22 does hit for 7 damage, so you actually take your spear and just you are able to find growls at you, even angrier than it was before. Anything with your bonus action?
Yeah. I'm going to head.
Hey Ben, can you stop for 1 second, Ben? Can someone else talk for a minute?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, something's going on with your audio, Ben, but that's okay. We'll fire through it. I don't know if it's something weird going on over there, but
Just like
with your
crackly
bonus
or
action,
short?
crackly.
Sound like a robot.
Yeah, you sound like a robot. You're like.
A second. I might have too much stuff running.
You sound like those bagpipes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So with my bonus action, I'm going to inspire. Let me Juliet to show us what she's got.
All right, awesome. Juliet, you hear his bardic song, and you now have a D6 bardic inspiration die that you can use for an attack roll or an ability check.
I like it.
Ending your turn. It is the entity's turn. It's still right up on you, Morharan, and it's even angrier than it was before. It's going to come at you once again with its bite and its claw. So first one, bite coming in. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
That'll do her.
All right, so that'll be 3 points of damage. I will do that for you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
9. Okay. And then it's going to come in and attack you with its claw. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yep, that'll just hit.
That just hits. Okay, and that'll be for 5 points of damage. Luckily, he is rolling pretty low. Ending his turn. Juliet, you are up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to move over here. If I could move, there we go. And bonus action, Hexblade Curse. The creature.
Okay, so you have your Hexblade's Curse on the creature.
And
I'll find something that works for me. So yeah, death-looking spot.
And I'm going to swing at it with my,
right, go ahead.
my Hexblade.
Yes, go right ahead.
Only if I can figure out where to roll. Let's see.
So I think your Hexblade didn't make it in here for some reason. So roll your longsword in your character sheet, and I believe you're gonna have to add 1 to the roll, whatever you roll on regardless.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Hexblade Curse. There's that. Did it roll?
Nope.
Nope. Hexblade's Curse did not roll.
That's weird.
So just roll your longsword.
Looking for all of this stuff, guys.
It's okay.
I'm
First
sorry.
time
I'm
using
having a
Or second
really
time
hard
using it, but it's still weird. It's in your inventory, your longsword.
Okay.
And you go. Here, I gotcha.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm looking for it. I'm still
No,
getting
that's
used to
all
Foundry.
right. So we're gonna add 1. So that's a 9 to hit. Unfortunately, a 9 does not hit. So you actually take out your packed weapon and you, and unfortunately, the creature just unable to hit the creature.
Hello there, big guy. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten up in your face. Sorry about that. I'm gonna pass, and then that's all I'm doing.
All right, Moharan, it is your turn.
Can I flank with this fella? Come right down here.
Yes, you absolutely can,
Come down there.
and that'll give you advantage on the roll. So one of the things, guys, we do have flanking rules in this game. So
Take a swing at this big ugly guy. Let me see here.
All right, 24 is definitely gonna hit. Yep. So go ahead and roll. Yep. Go ahead and roll your damage. All right. So 7 points of damage.
And yeah, that'll do her.
All right. Ending your turn, Timmick. What would you like to do? You are currently up in combat in melee with this creature.
I would like to wild shape into an elk,
Okay.
and I
Actually,
will.
may be able to do that.
You're gonna turn me into an elk on there?
I think I am.
Oh, burn with the
No, it's just like underneath me.
Yeah, I gotta delete you and put you on top of it, and put the elk on top of you.
All right, so I'm going to use my ram attack.
All right.
So that's,
Go ahead and use your ram attack. I think I have it in here. I do have it in here. But you can roll it in person if you need to, so that way you roll it.
I have advantage, right?
Yes, you do.
So it's plus 5 to 22.
Well, it's not 32, so it's
was a
17
15
plus
and a
5
17.
is 22. Yeah, so it's a 22. Yep.
All right, so that's a.
So that'll definitely hit.
I think it's a D6 plus 3. Don't worry, Ashley. I don't know how to use this either.
Thank you for not making me feel alone.
All right, 9 damage.
9 points of damage. Good roll. This creature, you come in as your elkin form, and you come in, you ram into him, goring him almost with your horns. You see a nice big hole where one of your horns actually digs in. As you pull out, you can see that it's bleeding pretty heavily. It looks pretty hurt. But it continues to just kind of look at you. So that was action, bonus action. So I think that's it for you, correct?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Brings us back up to Shirley. Shirley, what will you do?
So, I'm going to see here. Okay. So, for bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Rahun,
Okay.
and he's going to get back that many hit points.
So he gains 6 points of healing.
And you're tell him, stand strong, brother. We will defeat this beast. And then with my action, I'm gonna move up here and strike it with my scimitar. Why is it that I can find? Alright. Or try to.
16 does hit for 9 points of damage. You take another big chunk out of him. You take that scimitar, swinging down. You leave a nice big gash that kind of opens him up just a little bit more where that gore attack basically from that elk hit before. And you see it puts its one arm in the ground. It looks like it's having a really hard time hanging on. But with that said, it is now its turn. You being the individual that's kind of come up at it and kind of cursed it with this darkness, it is going to be attacking you, Juliet.
Go for it.
First attack coming your way for the bite. We have a 13 to hit.
I don't think that actually hits. Hold on. Oh, actually, it just hits me.
Hits you. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So that's 8 points of damage, and I'm going to put it in for you. And I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Yes, sure. Bonus action though, I'd like to Hellish Rebuke it if I have that.
Oh, yeah, you can do that if you have the spell slot.
Get you inspired.
Oh yeah, I'm inspired. Yes.
But I do need the Constitution saving throw
save.
regardless.
Yeah, that's fine. Once I get it. Saving throw. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know why it gave it to me twice.
12. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm going to use.
It
Did it?
It
Did I make it?
automatically rolls advantage and disadvantage. Yep. You don't know.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Bonus action, Hellish Rebuke.
Bonus action, Hellish Rebuke. Or reaction, Hellish Rebuke.
Or,
Go
yes,
ahead
reaction,
and,
I'm sorry.
So I believe that is a dexterity saving throw, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I can also get it to work. It's a little complicated, but I will get it to work for you.
Yeah, I'm having some issues with my sheet.
Hellish Rebuke, pass slot, bang. Actually, is it an automatic? It's a DC 13 save, so. So this guy, DC 13 save. So he makes his save. So
he'll take half.
He does take half damage. However, how would you like to do this?
As it like bites into me, I would just like my Hellish Rebuke to just like, I don't know, just like come like out of like my energy field, just go and just blow him away if possible. Burn him.
And it does. You see as the bite sinks down into Juliet's arm, you actually see her eyes almost kind of roll into the back of her head and they go white. And you see this red hot flame just kind of burst out from the actual wound itself on her arm and begin to travel up the face of this creature. You actually see the burning just start to burn away its fur. You actually see it start to char and actually overtake the creature until it begins to catch on fire. It begins to try to thrash and run around and tries to put it out, but it's too late. And before it can even stop, the creature falls and burns away into a crisp.
Told you.
We are out of initiative.
Not to mess with me.
Red, your friend's a deer.
Indeed. This is news to me, but welcome news. It's on our side.
That was quite impressive.
He's a deer.
I'm just gonna walk around like graze on the grass.
A helpful deer.
Yeah, all right. I mean, all right, sure, I'll go with it.
I was gonna say I've heard of such things. I've never seen them before. And I'm gonna go like roll the creature over and like pull my spear out. And I just want to see like, can I make like an investigation or something, like maybe like a history, like have I ever heard of this type of creature before, or is this kind of like uncommon?
You absolutely can. However, we are actually going to pause here and go to break, just so we can get a chance to fix your audio and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Before we get back into role playing, it's going to get a little nuts. So while we're actually gone into the break, guys, if you don't mind, the way we're going to be doing this dice giveaway is actually very similar to how Critical Role does it, because it's very easy. We're going to have like a secret code for the game that's taking place for each week, or the week that we do a giveaway, and then we're going to pick one random user in the chat to give the dice to. So today's secret code is New Beginnings. If you type New Beginnings into the chat, we will actually pick a random winner from that. Don't put it in more than once or else you'll be disqualified. And we'll see you after this.
I mean, my thing's plugged in, but I can try unplugging this and replugging. If that works. And
Cause Rudy mood, because she's a brute. She's so moody.
And welcome back. So, we're actually going to go back to this view. There we go. Welcome back, everyone. So we did fix Ben's audio, so we should be all set to go now here. Oops, that's the wrong one. We should be all set to go here. So, so Ben, you were asking about an investigation check for, or what were you exactly asking?
Yeah, so I wanted to like see if I've ever seen a creature like this before, or if this is just like common knowledge.
He can't hear you. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, before I forget, actually, now that I remember. So the winner of the dice giveaway, I just jumped right in. The winner of the dice giveaway actually is A Bolio 7. So we will be reaching out to you here in a little bit to get your information. So stay tuned to the Twitch text chats and stuff like that, and we'll get that out to you. But yeah, sorry, go ahead. So go ahead, Ben.
Okay, yeah. So I just want to know, like, what do you want to roll for that?
Go ahead and give me. Just go ahead and give me a general intelligence check. It kind of floats between a couple different places. So go ahead and just give me a general intelligence check.
Oh, did it? Yeah, there we go. 14.
14. So with a 14, you've heard of creatures that similar to this, but typically they also have some sort of human characteristic to them.
Okay.
And as you actually kind of look at the body, you actually see that it no longer looks like this bipedal wolf creature. It actually looks like a person, a human. But its remains now currently charred beyond any recognition, thanks to the hellish rebuke.
Sorry about that.
Well, that's probably for the best.
Well, I mean, for the best, unless that's Henry.
Well,
I told her we'll try to bring her husband back.
I don't ever think we agreed to bring him back alive either.
I didn't make
She
any
didn't
guarantees.
say alive. I didn't say anything.
I don't really want to drag a crispy corpse back to that poor woman, but
did say we would find him. I never specified how. Unfortunately.
I think we'll just work under the assumption that that's not our poor fellow Henry.
Right. I mean, clearly we have to figure out if that was him, how he got that way. For the safety of all involved.
Does Timmick realize he can't talk as an elk?
Yeah, you've done this before a few times, and you realize that you can't speak in common as an elk, and you do. You know this.
Yeah.
Right.
Can
I'll pop out of the elk.
Oh,
Okay.
Never mind.
Go ahead, Juliet.
I was actually going to ask Timmick this question. Timmick, you can shape into many different creatures, correct?
I've only ever turned into an elk before.
Have you ever turned
But
into a
maybe.
dog?
Maybe. I could.
Can you turn into a dog?
Probably.
Can you turn into a dog right now? Smell
Oh.
this shirt and smell him and see if they maybe smell the same?
Okay. And I turn into a dog.
Okay. You see Timmick slowly.
He's a dog
shapeshift
now.
He's a dog. What kind of dog do you choose to look like?
Chihuahua.
All right, the Chihuahua. That's on brand. So here you see this kind of small little Chihuahua that kind of just sits there, kind of shaking, kind of darting around nervously.
Some of the best tracking dogs on the planet.
I thought he could have turned into any dog. He chose.
He chose a Chihuahua.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a couple of times in a row we've gotten by on not given the specifics enough. Maybe
I was
might be
expecting a
a little more
bloodhound.
careful with that.
I was expecting more of like a bloodhound.
You did say dog.
I did not have to do that. Okay,
Just like Harriet didn't say a
For
lie.
future reference, we know to specify the type.
bloodhound. Good choice. Good point. Okay, I'm going to have you smell this, Timmick, and then I'm gonna need you to smell him.
Is his name still Timmick? What do we?
Squiggles.
I
How about I-
understand what she's saying, so I'll smell it.
Yeah, and
We
you
just-
knew prior to changing what she wanted you to do, so it's like not
Right.
like it's out of the realm of your knowledge of what you should be doing in this situation.
Am I supposed to pet him or something? Either.
I want to pet him so bad, but that seems weird because he's a grown man.
Go ahead and give me. I'm gonna say give me a perception check with advantage using the dog's perception.
Which dog, though? The only dog.
Um,
Is it just dog?
just use the mastiff.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Oh,
I know you know the mastiff.
yeah. I was about to say this is.
Perception check. All right, so
Because it's based on smell, that's how you get advantage.
Oh,
That's
it's
the
advantage.
best I can think of. Yeah, you get advantage because it's going to be based on smell and you're a dog, so that makes sense.
Okay. Is there a code to type in this to get advantage on a roll?
There is, just roll twice, it's fine. Four, and then what's the Mastiff's bonus?
+3.
+3. So 13. So you kind of give both of the things a sniff over. It's really hard to really tell, mainly because of the fact that this whoever this person was is pretty badly burned. And as a result, you weren't able to really discern. I mean, it doesn't smell like him, but knowing that this person or creature was burned to death, it's very hard to tell.
And it's gonna be a long shot, but I take a peek and see if there's any remnants of clothing left on this thing.
Sure. Investigation check. Nope. With a 6, unfortunately, you were unable to find any signs of any clothing or anything like that on him.
I was hoping to find some green plaid on this fella, but ain't much left of him.
Well, I don't think we should leave his remains here.
Are you suggesting we eat him?
I may be a drow, but I'm not some sort of monster.
Decidedly not.
Oh,
I think
do we
should
not
take him
eat
for a
people?
proper burial.
Oh, all right. Well, as long as I know where I stand here. All right. Don't eat people. Got it.
Do you eat people often, Laurie?
I mean, I wouldn't say often, but I mean, when you're hungry and he's pre-cooked,
He's a
seems like a waste to.
person.
Well, I mean, I guess technically he was a person, but
Now,
no, I mean, I'm on board with it. I'm not going to argue about it. If we ain't eating people, that's fine. We can find something else. That's not a problem.
all right.
I
so
might
I'll
have
go-
rations in my bag if you're hungry.
I mean, I'm not currently hungry, but he's a little bit smoke charred. I think it might last a couple of days at least. But we'll bury him. That's fine.
So I'm gonna pull out like my bedroll or whatever and kind of like wrap this body in it and put it in the back of the wagon.
Okay. Yeah, and that's very easy to do. You're able to kind of gather them up and roll them up into that, and you're able to throw them into the back of the wagon. You now have him strapped in there pretty good. And would you like to keep moving on?
I think we should. We should probably press on with speed if there's a chance that there are more of these in the woods.
I'd suggest maybe we don't play any more bagpipes. That seems to be what brought this fella out.
And it wasn't very good. No offense.
Point
But-
taken.
Maybe try a different instrument.
I have a trumpet and a horn.
Maybe don't try a different instrument.
Who knows what kind of animals will come out if you play those?
And I'm not feeling very risky.
Well,
Wide
that's,
ride we shall have.
off we go, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Is it going to be the same marching orders last time with Timmick and Shirley at the head here?
Well, I'm still a Chihuahua, so I'm going to make it very apparent that I need help getting into the wagon.
I'm gonna help up the Chihuahua
Oh,
because
she just wanted to pick that thing
She
up.
just
Look at
wanted
it.
to, she was like, oh,
I'll go sit up in the front with the other big fella.
all right.
I'm like looking at him like I know you're like a person, but your big eyes are really cute.
While she's holding, I switch back into a dwarf.
And you now, Juliet, can I just get a strength save, actually, just to see what happens?
I wasn't expecting that. That broke my character. Oh god. Strength save, yes.
That's awesome.
Just ability check.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So you are able to kind of keep hold of Timmick as he begins to morph from a Chihuahua back into his dwarven form, and when you do, he actually he comes to full size, and you're able to kind of hang on and not drop him. But you are now holding Timmick in the air, about 2 inches off the ground, in front of you.
I'm so sorry. Well, this is awkward. I'm going to put him down.
Thank you for putting me in the carriage.
You're welcome. I may be, like I said, I may be a drow, but I'm not a monster. Dogs are cute.
I heard your buddy talking about eating that person, though.
Well,
Oh, Maury.
Yeah,
Nah.
that's kind of monster-like.
He's rough around the edges, but he's a good guy.
No, I'm going to take a note to not die around him.
Yeah, please don't. I can't stop him if he does try to eat you, though. He's
Yeah.
much bigger than I am.
Bigger than all of us.
He's
desperate times call for desperate measures. You do what you have to in a survival situation. Or so I'm told.
I mean, you do. So we continue going to the lumber yard.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll head that way.
This whole thing just feels very ominous. Wolves that turn into men. Winter hasn't come yet. Hot fall. This is odd.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange things going on around here. That's for sure.
For once more, we're not the strange ones.
That's definitely a lot stranger than me, that thing back there. Man, I don't know what's going on. Sure do hope that's not Henry, though. Maybe we get to him before something like that happens to him.
Well,
Hopefully.
Would I have known anything about people turning into wolves from living in these woods for so long? Any like legends or folklore?
Okay. Just go ahead and give me a history check. 9. Unfortunately, no. I mean, nothing that you can kind of recall. I mean, it seems like it's kind of might be just an isolated kind of situation. It's strange.
Okay.
Maybe this individual was just cursed. I've heard of that sort of thing.
Cursed, huh?
Yeah. It could be he ran afoul of someone with less scruples and more magic than us lot.
Perhaps a hag.
Ugh.
Perhaps.
I certainly hope not this close to town.
Maybe they can identify him somehow at the lumber mill. Maybe somebody there knows
Maybe.
dental records.
You have any of y'all heard any other tellings of other men that have gone missing?
Well, apparently it was a few. Just Henry was our latest lead, so
He's our target, all right. Well,
right. Once we arrive at the camp, maybe we'll be able to get the names of the others.
I'm still convinced he just ran off with some Wonder Woman.
It is a possibility.
Harriet said he was a good husband.
Yeah, pretty sure he was a great husband.
I'm gonna kind of like spur the horse or donkey, whatever it is, along to kind of like.
It's a horse. It's not. I mean, it's not Dominic the donkey. No, you're good.
It's an ox.
No, I mean an ox would make sense.
It might, but no, it is a horse.
We
Okay.
can't have an emo.
No.
That'd be cool.
Pulling
No.
the two of us with 500 pounds combined. Just the two of us.
No emu. Sorry,
All right.
not here. Not here, at least. So you giddy up the horses and they begin their way back. With you, Morharan, and Shirley at the front right now. Can I get another perception check, please?
Yes. Let's see.
Yeah.
Much better.
My tabletop is taking its sweet time. There we go.
Now that I'm not fucking
so-
with my bagpipes.
Morharan, you kind of get you kind of look down at the bite mark in your arm, and it just kind of feels kind of itchy. You kind of are distracted by it, so you don't really pick up on anything kind of falling around or anything in the surrounding around you. Surely, as you guys kind of continue to move forward, there is a portion where this path kind of isn't as darkened, and it begins to lighten up a little bit. But you are able to meander and keep the horses on track, and you are able to find your way to the lumberyard. As you all approach, you actually see this large lumberyard. It's a huge, sprawling area. Many stacked up in different piles, up to 10 logs high, ready to be shipped. And a number of the various different carts that are lined up alongside them, pulled by as many as 4 horses each, depending on the load that they're planning on carrying. The workers kind of running around almost like little ants among these logs, and you see a mixture of various different races, humans, dwarves, elves, all working in tandem to kind of load these carts up and send them back to Timberwood for processing. At the center of the yard, you do see a small building marked office, scratched and burned into a wooden signpost, kind of at the as you kind of walk up, pointing in the area of this small little house.
Right. Then I guess that's. I mean, this is the only kind of structure we see around. There's no everything else is just operations basically.
Yeah, it seems like that's probably the main point of operations, at least here in the lumberyard. There might be something in Timberwood that might be a processing center, but this is the main place here where it appears the logs get shipped, and this is the kind of main building and processing center. If any paperwork is done here, it's done here. If anyone that is important to the operation and planning and stuff like that, that's where they reside. Okay.
Then that is where we will go, and I'll park kind of out of the way, so I'm not in anybody's road or what have you, and go and door knock on it. If not, then I'll just see myself in.
Yeah, no, there is a door on it. So you do. So do you knock?
Yeah.
You said you were going to. Yeah. So you go
polite.
ahead and give it a knock. Yeah, and you go ahead and give it a knock, and you actually hear from inside, come in!
I'm actually gonna stay outside and just keep my eyes open for people watching us or strange things. Just gonna stand up.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay out there and make sure it doesn't eat the body.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, we
So
told him
just,
not to, so he should be fine.
So Shirley, you're going in. Juliet, are you going in as well?
Yeah, I'll go in.
Okay. Inside, you actually see a rather probably middle-aged-looking man sitting at a desk, hurriedly, kind of like writing away. He does have what appears to be kind of the accoutrement that would be necessary to be a lumberjack as well. But it looks like he's just kind of in the middle of the day's kind of paperwork. You see him sitting there. He's got a long kind of like brown trench coat. And actually holds he has like a satchel kind of at his feet, long brown hair, long beard and mustache kind of down, and his skin is almost burnt from just long days in the sun, kind of working out in this in the lumberyard and out in the woods. The man kind of turns up and looks and goes, "Hi, can I help you?"
My name is Red, and this is my companion Juliet. We have been sent by Roburn to investigate the disappearance of your lumberjacks.
He kind of takes a second while he was writing down and hears what you say, and he just kind of puts his pen down and yeah, well, it's not just Henry, you see. We've actually lost a couple men. Now, normally, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And, occasionally, men, when they wander off a little bit too far, they'll occasionally go ahead and not be found again, but this is a little different. It's happening a little more regularly now, and it appears to be all related to kind of one particular job site. I'm not really sure. I mean, I've stopped sending men over there, but
Where is it
we've
at?
now lost 4 men. Well, it's it's a little bit further in the ways that way. You'll find actually, it's a little bit further south. You'll find a bridge that kind of goes over kind of a small chasm that'll get you to the other side. And
Can you draw a little map?
yeah, no, I have a map with a different. Here, I can get it. And he kind of digs into the desk and grabs out a file and he goes, it's this one right here, and he kind of draws a circle around Site 5 on the map for you guys. It looks like it's not terribly far away, but it's at least a couple hours probably by foot. And he kind of turns to you and goes, now if you're gonna be bringing a cart, you might want to be careful. Like I said, there's been a lot of guys missing down there, but if that's what you're planning on heading. I'm Oliver, by the way. I'm the head axe around here. But we've lost 4 men now at this point, all in the past 2 days. Normally it doesn't happen like this. I mean, occasionally you might lose 1 or 2 here and there, but 4 in 2 days from one particular job site, that ain't right.
Do you have any of their belongings, items, stuff that they might have left? We have a chihuahua in the back.
You have a chihuahua in the back?
Very
Yes.
small dog.
I've heard of them. I haven't seen one myself, but what's this chihuahua related to?
He's a really good tracker.
Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. All right. Well, I mean, unfortunately, most of the time these men, they come in with the stuff they have on them. I can kind of take it to where they might have stored their lunch, but I mean, for the most part, we kind of just some of the other men probably already ate it by now, but we can try.
I'm gonna turn over to Shirley. And I kind of whispered, "Hey, should we tell him about the guy in the back of the cart?"
I have wonder if you might be able to identify a body for us.
It's a little on the charred side.
Ooh.
We found
Oh.
him like that.
It would be more about
Ooh.
size and that sort of thing. If you recognize, that he might be one of your men.
Yeah, sure. I think I can manage that. He gets up from his desk and kind of begins to walk, following you two out the door.
Yeah, so I'll like kind of look around, being just like making sure I'm not, like waving this guy around or whatever. Just kind of like, pull the bedroll back, and kind of like let him take a peek.
As he kind of follows you, he actually does turn around and kind of locks the door behind him and kind of walks forward. You pull the bedroll off, and he kind of Well, judging by the... It's hard to tell, but judging by the size of this man, could be Henry. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, no, and he kind of like motions for you to kind of shut it.
Yeah.
No, maybe Gerald or Henry, but it's hard to tell. They're about the same height, build, in general, so.
The Chihuahua said it wasn't Henry.
Let's hope the Chihuahua.
Well, then maybe it's Gerald.
Gerald and Henry. What were the names of the other two men?
There was Scott and Hogar.
Hogar, indeed. All right. And like I'll kind of like pull out a little paper and write down the names.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take the map from him.
He easily just hands it out to you and just hands it over.
Did all of these men have families or acquaintances in town that you know of, or are they kind of transient is the word?
Scott, he had a wife and kids. Hogar is kind of on the younger side, dwarf. He was, just kind of young. I don't know if he ever had a girlfriend or anything like that, but he pretty much kept to himself. Gerald, don't really know much about Gerald, honestly. He kind of just kind of keeps to himself. He's kind of quiet, so don't really know too much about him. But that's all I really can give you on that one.
Just in case we have to notify anyone when we return to town.
Absolutely.
All right. Is it all right if we leave this card here? We borrowed it from someone in town. So I'd like it to make it back to them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can leave it here just in case. That's not a problem. Just leave it kind of... I saw you guys parked it out over there, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's right in front of me. You can leave it here, and we'll kind of... We might put it aside, too, just so that way that no one comes wandering to see what's underneath the bedroll here.
Wise.
Smart.
I want to thank you. Normally, I would end up taking care of a lot of this stuff, but seeing it seems to be a number of men in a short amount of time, I definitely wouldn't have the ability to take care of whatever this is. It seems that the four of you are much more well equipped for this than I would be, so I appreciate it.
Wise to know our limitations.
If that's one thing I've learned.
You've done well to protect these people and your operation as it stands. So,
We try, but even still, there's only so much that any one of us can do. I hope that the four of you have the strength of many.
I do as well.
Thank you. And he kind of turns back, unlocks the door, and kind of walks his way back in and shuts the door to the office.
Okay. Then we'll go and inform Timmick and Morharon. Trying to think if I could of our plan. We're headed to site number 5.
That's where they all worked. They're all disappearing from there.
That seems to be the common ground.
Is that a place that I would be familiar with, Howie?
No, not really. I mean, for the most part, you would go to some, you would kind of protest a little bit every once in a while at some of the sites, but this site number 5 is new. It's not something that you've actually heard of before.
How many sites are there in total, do you know?
Looking at the map, it looks like there is 5. It looks like that 5, looking at this map, it appears that they kind of make it as they go, where they basically find where the thickest kind of big trees are. And you can see that 5 is a little bit further away from the other 4 for whatever reason. And you can see that there's actually markings of this bridge that Oliver describes, and kind of the general area where you need to go. But number 5 does seem to be a little bit of ways away for whatever reason. It looks like it was recently drawn into the map.
Looks like these people might have tapped into something they weren't supposed to.
Possibly.
Only one way to find out, I guess.
That is where we are headed then.
Let's go.
I think so.
I do need a little bit of a break for about 30 minutes or so I can get back all of my energy.
Okay.
Yeah, if you think you need that, go ahead.
Yep. So you will you spend the next 30 minutes taking a short rest, is what it sounds like you guys are doing. That is totally fine. If any of you need to roll any hit dice for hit points, any of your abilities that come with a short rest recharge come back online. And you guys are within the lumber yard, so it's not in any other kind of danger. You're able to do this, and the half hour goes by without any. It goes off any uneventful.
All right. Is anybody planning on using any hit dice or healing up at all, or are we all fairly well?
I
I didn't get that stuff.
I think you got me up to where I need to be.
Okay. All right.
Whoa!
All right.
Right.
So what are you guys doing?
Yeah. So I think we're gonna head off for site number 5.
All right, site number 5. As you guys begin to travel, it's easy enough. You're able to kind of figure out your locations and where you need to kind of head out from this particular camp. You actually do pass through sites number 2 and 4 as you kind of make your way over there. They're being utilized. They're kind of picked clean though at this point. It seems that for the most part, they kind of hit these different sites and try to find the best trees that they can find. They'll still harvest some there, but I mean, at some points that they have to sort of move on and they have to find some other different places to go. And you guys kind of see some of these workers kind of beginning to haul some of the logs kind of chopped down, kind of cleared out. And you guys continue to follow the path that's marked on your map. As you guys continue to follow this path, it's not very well traveled, so it does begin to kind of bit more overgrown. It's not as easy to figure out. So I will need a survival check if somebody would like to helm it.
I would love to help. If I can do such things.
If you have survival as a skill, you can help the person making the survival check.
I do have survival.
If they are also proficient in survival as well.
I
am not.
You're not.
Nope.
I am.
So just Juliet. Okay, so Juliet, just a straight survival check.
Okay.
Oh.
Did I send it?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
That's an 18. All right, so easy enough. You were able to kind of still delineate out where this kind of like path, it begins to wind a little bit, but you're able to kind of stick with it. You don't get lost. You're able to actually keep pace, and you don't lose any time. So it takes you the better part of an hour, and then you do arrive at this bridge that they were talking about. The bridge, fairly looks like a fairly stable wooden bridge. It is actually made with similar looking logs that you saw back previously, tied together with some extra really thick rope that kind of dot along the edges here, strong enough that you would gather that probably a cart loaded up would be pretty safe to kind of come across on this bridge without any issue. And that is what you see in front of you. You actually see the two posts kind of coming up on the side, which are really just giant logs kind of driven into the ground. And you see the same on the other side with this bridge being traversed through. There is rope handholds that kind of keep that are on either side, so that way you don't like get too far on one side and fall off. Like it's stable for sure.
So like this is a pretty big or like ravine or whatever we're going across, or like river, or
yeah, so it's actually a fairly large ravine that you guys actually see. It's probably about anywhere between 15 and 20 feet wide. Okay. So not jumpable or anything like that. So you definitely need to be able to kind of utilize this bridge to get across. And the ravine kind of goes down further than your eyes can see. Even with you, Juliet, with your dark vision, it's hard to really tell how far this ravine goes. It's kind of random too out here. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense why this exists. Whether it be from tectonic activity or something like that, you're not sure, but it's a fairly large ravine that's in the way and you have to cross.
This seems
rather odd.
What would possess them to go across this ravine instead of staying?
They're always looking for bigger trees to cut down. That's what I've noticed. The older the tree, the more wood they can get. That's all they care about.
Definitely seems like a question we'd want to ask that fella when we get back. I don't understand why you would do something like this. It seems too treacherous for a few trees, and there's some right over here.
This just gives me a bad feeling.
Me as well. Be on the lookout. What time of day is it about?
Given the amount of travel, it's about 3. It's probably getting closer to 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon into the evening. During your short rest, you guys had time to kind of have a meal and get yourself charged up, ready for the day. But it is getting closer to the evening here.
Okay. All right. I'll take point and just kind of like how. And you said it's like the bridge is 20 feet long.
Yeah, it's about, the bridge itself kind of goes beyond the ravine a little bit just to kind of make sure it's securely held and fastened. So the ravine's anywhere between 20 and 25 feet wide.
All right. Yeah, then if it's tricky enough, it just feels like...
What's the hesitation, big fella?
He has the same feeling I do.
Yeah, I four lumberjacks in 2 days, and these are men who know the woods. I'm not a woodsman myself. I prefer the open plains or, the bustle of the city, but across we shall go. And I'll start across the bridge.
I'll start right behind him.
I'll be right behind
Okay.
Maury.
I'll
Okay.
pick up the rear.
All right, you take up the rear. So yeah, you guys are able to go ahead and you begin to cross. As you guys continue to kind of move forward, the bridge, as you first step on it, Red, you feel it kind of give under your weight a little bit. It goes, not too much though. It does feel very sturdy. It doesn't really give all that much under your weight. You continue to kind of keep walking across, about a quarter of the way through, and like it sags a little bit, but even with your companions and the weight of everything that you guys are carrying and stuff like that, not really that big of an issue. I'm gonna have everybody still roll a perception check though.
Everyone?
Yes. Okay. So Morharan, Juliet, as you guys continue to make your ways across, you start to feel the temperature of the air around you grow cold. The it's almost like it's cold, but not terribly much so. As you guys continue to move forward, the air gets thicker. It begins to almost kind of like when you breathe and you almost get like water droplets in your mouth from like steam or something like that, but it's not steam. As you continue to keep going, it continues to thicken and you start to begin to see fog roll in. As you continue to kind of get to the halfway point, you begin to notice this fog is even more thick. You can luckily see the companions in front of you, and you can still see the area across that you are aiming for. However, it's a lot harder than it was before, and it continues to increase. It continues to thicken and increase. It's at this point, both you and Morharan start to hear the sounds of a voice. A quiet voice. The voice that grows larger and larger. It begins to continue to increase, and out of the mist, you begin to hear the noise.
You guys hear that?
I'll stop like dead as soon as she says something, just like
Definitely hear it.
freeze.
Do you hear that? Moran, do you hear that?
Well, I hear it. There's definitely something really not right out here.
It grows larger. It's a woman's voice. It intensifies.
It's in my head, right?
It's in both of your heads, but even still, as it approaches, you, Shirley, and Timmick also begin to hear the sound of this voice. It grows stronger and stronger until eventually you see the face of a female apparition come out of the mist and begin to put its arms around you. I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Least. I'm taking too off guard by that one. Where is?
Here we go. I clicked on initiative, but it's not.
Yeah, I
giving
clicked on
to
it
me.
twice now.
I haven't add up yet.
Okay. I finally figured out how to use it now.
Yay! Okay, now you can hit it.
That's rough. Oh.
I think Juliet rolled like 6 times.
I didn't.
It's okay. So as you begin to hear this apparition come, or you see this apparition come out and make its sight known, Timmick, you kind of being one with the forest and kind of understanding that this unnatural state, are able to get sight on this thing, and you are able to act first. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast Fairy Fire on it.
Okay, you cast Fairy Fire. I believe that's a dex save.
Yes, Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is going to be a 17.
No, succeeds then.
Succeeds.
All right, so nothing happens, right?
Nothing. Yeah. So is that it? Do you have a bonus action or anything else?
No. I'm all set.
Okay. All right. That's going to bring us to the creature's turn. The creature is a face that you recognize, Juliet, as the same kind of spectral form that Morharan and you were able to kind of fend off and run away from. It recognizes you, and it stares at you, and you can hear in your head specifically this large wail. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, guys, I'm not feeling so good. Oh.
Let's
Okay.
see here. Constitution 13. So you hear the sound, and you kind of put your hands at your ear as it kind of gets louder, but you were able to kind of shrug it off to no effect. I also need a wisdom saving throw from everyone.
You said it
How was that?
recognizes me, correct? Why does it roll with advantage?
It always does. I have it set up that way.
Oh, okay.
All
That
right.
roll right for me?
Yeah, your roll's right.
Okay.
Yep, that's right. Juliet and Shirley. Just the sight of this thing, and Shirley, you've never seen anything like this. This is the most frightening thing you've ever seen in your entire life. It is horrifying, and in fact, you are now afraid of the creature. So I'll denote that. And you, Juliet, it's bringing up so many memories of that previous encounter that you had with it. You were also frightened as this creature makes its state known in front of you. In the frightened condition, while you're in sight of the creature, you're going to have disadvantage on ability checks. Give me 1 second. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while your source of fear is in sight, and you cannot willingly move closer to the source of your fear. So
Okay.
just to note that as we kind of move through all this.
Do I redo my throw at the end or the beginning of my turn?
It's going to be at the it was a thing that I had to do in the beginning of the whole combat, but I forgot to do it. But we decided to do it now while it was on its turn. So you are currently afraid of the target.
Okay.
And it is now your turn.
Out of pure anger, You said I cannot move towards it, but
Correct.
I can still hit it with disadvantage, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going
Attack rolls and saving throws. Yep.
I am going to throw
Attack.
a little Eldritch Blast at it.
All right. Throw your Eldritch Blast at it.
You were waiting for that.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay, I'm just getting it on my spell book. Okay, there we go.
21 hits for 3 force damage. So you actually do find contact. What does your Eldritch Blast look like?
It's a fiery red type, just bolt.
Nice. So the rest of you all kind of see as Juliet kind of you see the same kind of sight. Her eyes kind of roll back, and she flings out what is a very odd spell to the sight of you guys, but this kind of like almost fiery little bolt to an extent, but looks very doesn't look like fire. It seems to kind of move and shift in a very weird way, and hits the creature, dealing 3 force damage. Anything else you would like to do on your turn, Miss Juliet?
No. Can I re-roll for my save?
Yes, you can at the end of your turn.
Okay. Wisdom, sorry.
Wisdom save.
Saving throw.
Unfortunately, you are still afraid of the creature.
Oh, so many memories. And that's my go.
All right. Morharan, it is your turn.
Just staying within reach of me if I get close to the side of that bridge.
It technically is 10 feet away from you.
Okay, and guess I'll use my turn. I'll go ahead and need a dex save. I'm gonna.
So a dex save, yep. Let's see here. That is a 15.
Yep, okay, so that succeeds, and we take half damage. Ooh. We take is that 1 or 2? Three
it
halves.
should be 2d6. So 3
rolled.
halved. So you spit this gout of, and I believe it's acid damage or poison damage.
It's acid. Yep.
Acid damage. All right. Yeah. So half of 3 is 1, and half of 1 is 0. You kind of throw this acid out at it, and it doesn't do as much damage as you'd like it to do, as the creature kind of avoids your spray in front of you.
And I'm gonna. I guess I'll just wait right here. That'll do it for me.
Ooh.
All right.
All right.
Yes, sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to figure out a couple things. That is going to bring us to Shirley. Shirley, you currently, as it states, you are frightened of this creature.
All right. So I am going to cast heroism on myself.
Okay. And what does heroism do?
Let me. I think I can. I think I put it in there. Yeah, there we go. All right. But that is my action. So what's it? HP?
Did you cast it on yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So. Yeah, no, that works. So you are now no longer afraid of the creature, and you do gain temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier.
Ooh.
Or you gain temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier at the end of at the start of each of your turns. So starting after this turn.
All right. Yeah. So I just kind of
so
like
it's action.
I was gonna say, yeah. So like for that, like, I think he's just like kind of like, like he's afraid, so he's just like clutching for things, and like he's gonna grab his horn and kind of like look at it and just do like one sharp blast on it, just like, and then like,
It's the Horn of Gondor, basically.
yeah, just like to kind of like, yeah, we're doing this, like. This
Absolutely.
is why I'm here, right? And then
Yeah.
he's going to turn to Timmick and tell him, by whatever means necessary, we must defeat this creature. And give him a D6 of inspiration.
All right. So yes, Timmick, you are inspired by this. You do gain a D6 bardic inspiration die. Is that the end of your turn, Shirley?
That is surely the end of my turn.
All right, Timmick, what are you doing?
So what's the criteria for using the bardic inspiration? You can use it on attack rolls.
Attack rolls, I believe saving throws and ability checks.
Yep.
But not the damage rolls.
Okay.
That's a different thing.
Not yet.
I'm gonna reach back with my arm and cast out a thorn whip at it.
All right, so you're casting Thorn Whip at it. So an attack roll, please.
I
You
guess
can actually
I'll
hit it
use
in the chat box. Yeah.
I'll use the bardic inspiration.
Okay. So add a d6 to that d20 roll.
Oh,
Ooh, so that's going to be a 7.
2 1s. Oh my god.
Yeah, so unfortunately, your Thorn Whip does come out. So it is, and it lashes out at the target. Unfortunately, you do miss as it out at the creature, but unfortunately, it just kind of dodges out of the way. Anything else you would like to do in your turn, sir?
Nope.
Nope.
The-
That brings us to the creature's turn. The creature is going to, seeing Juliet kind of just continue to kind of move in and stare her and continue to intimidate her as much as she can. And you see this, you see the creature again, that same kind of long female face with the long white hair, the big eyes, just come at you and actually reach out and try to grab onto your neck. Makes an attack roll. And that is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Oh.
All right, and the thing, you almost feel the hands kind of go inside your neck and kind of squeeze the air out of you. Before it retracts, you take 6 necrotic damage, which I will put in there for you.
Can I use my reaction?
Yes, you can.
Hellish Rebuke, please.
Hellish Rebuke. Go ahead and roll your Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
I'll help you out in the chat part of it. Make your life easier.
Thank you. let's see. There we go. And hold on, trying to roll it. There we go.
Oh, did you figure it out?
Yep.
Yep. And then it's a saving throw against for this one. That is a 14. So I believe that succeeds. So half of your damage of 12. So that's 6 fire damage. So you kind of feeling this again. You guys all see the eyes roll back in Juliet's head, and the flames kind of come out from her eyes and kind of reach towards the creature. The creature kind of just bears through it, and you see the flames lick up, and it does appear to make a dent in the creature, but again, not as much as you had hoped, Juliet.
She is by me, correct?
Yes, she is.
Okay. I'm taking out my weapon, even though I know I'm at. Yeah. Even though I know it's at disadvantage, I'm still going to, because I hate this person, this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I can't do it on that side. It's the pop-up that I'm having issues with. Okay, hold on a second.
No, it's okay.
There we go. Okay. Now, why are you not giving my inventory? That's not fair. It's being mean.
Do you want me to roll for you?
No, there. I got it. Okay.
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 There it is. 20 hits for 3 slashing damage. So you're, 21 technically for, I believe actually that should be 4 slashing. Yeah, so it's actually 4 slashing damage. I have to fix your thing, but so you come in and you all see this kind of this blade that she takes. It's that one with the gem, and she just comes in and swings towards the target, hitting solidly and doing the damage she expects.
Just so you guys know, it's a shiny, what's it called? Blade with black guard, nice little clear at the moment, diamond in the middle, or gem. That's what you see.
All right. Anything else in your turn, Juliet?
That's it.
All right. Maury, what do you like to do? Juliet, make your wisdom saving throw before I forget.
There was something I had to do. Attributes. Come on. Something good. No.
Unfortunately, you are still suffering under the horrific memories that you had in your previous encounter with this creature. Maury, it is your turn.
Well, she stepped up here where I can reach her, so I'm going to go ahead and try to bash her across her pretty little face.
Go for it.
Nope.
10 to hit. Unfortunately, a 10 will not hit. So you actually come out and you bring your maul and you go to swing, and she just kind of fades underneath it as you kind of reach out towards her.
Right.
Anything else on your turn, bud?
This thing's right in my girl's face, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my action surge.
All right.
Try to smack her again.
All right, go for it. 14 does actually hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Right.
12 points of damage. So you actually do make solid contact, striking this creature, doing your 12 points of damage. That's a big hit. The creature actually now at this point does look like it's suffering pretty heavily, and it's looking pretty hurt.
So if that's the case, I'm gonna. No, I'll save it. I don't want to do that. All right, yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. That's going to bring us to Shorely. Shorely, what would you like to do? You surely have a plan for this.
I surely am. Do not. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at Juliet and tell her to keep fighting. You heard it. Hit it again. And I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
All right, so you cast your healing word, doing 5 points of healing, so I will do that for you there, Miss Juliet.
And going to just take one step this way. Can't. I think that's about all I can do.
Nothing with your action or anything?
You know
You
what?
currently only use your bonus action, so you can still, like, if you have a ranged weapon or something like that, you can use it.
Yeah, I think this is. I'm gonna toss the spear.
All right, go ahead and toss the spear. Uh, 16 hits, so 9 piercing damage. So you see that this spear actually does make purchase with this creature, and it does hit, but it kind of like stutters for a bit and then almost kind of flies through. It does land on the other side over here, on the other side of the bridge here, but doesn't do as much damage as you'd hope.
All right, that's the end of my turn.
All right. Bringing us back up to the top of the initiative order. Timic, creature still in your face, scaring the rest of your party members. It's taking a pretty good chunk of damage, but it's still kicking. What would you like to do?
How much health is Juliet missing still? Or did get hit?
I'm okay.
She looks like she's probably pretty okay.
Okay. I guess I'll turn into an elk again and attack it with.
Okay. All right. So I gotta get the elk token.
I'll attack it with a ram attack.
All right. Attack it with your ram. An 11, unfortunately, is not going to hit. So you go ahead and try to ram it with your horns, and unfortunately, this creature just kind of, like oddly, like just kind of cackle. Ending your turn, I assume.
Yep.
Brings us back to the creature. The creature is just going to, again, reach out for you, Juliet, this time clutching into your chest. Reaches out to try to grab you once more. That is going to be a 10 to hit.
It does not hit.
Which I do not believe. Yeah, I believe that does not hit your armor class. So she goes to intend to try to reach out towards you, but she is unable to make and find purchase. That is going to end her turn, bringing us back to you, Juliet.
I hate her so much. We're gonna go for another attack.
Absolutely. 20 definitely hits. And that's 3 points.
Nice.
So you were able to take and carve, you taking your sword, your weapon gifted to you, you were able to kind of take another uppercut and kind of cut into her. She's looking pretty hurt now at this point. She's looking like she's suffering a little bit.
I'm screaming at how much I hate her.
What do you say?
because of you, I'm the way I am. And remembering that I'm inspired, I'm going to use D6 to see if I can get out of the frightened mode.
Okay, make your constant or your wisdom saving throw with your D6 inspiration dice.
Saving throw.
So you rolled a natural 20, so you don't even need
Okay.
it. So you are able to shake off the frightened condition with that kind of renewed vigor that you gave yourself, trying to shrug that off. Ending your turn brings us back to Maury. What do you do, Maury?
Reach out and touch somebody.
Okay, so you're attacking with your maul. I was like, you're gonna reach out and touch him.
Hey.
14 does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Another solid chunk. Again, similar sensation or that you observed with Red. The attack comes through, but unfortunately doesn't do as much damage as you thought it would. But this creature is looking really, really rough in rough shape right now.
Well, if they're looking pretty rough, I'm gonna throw a hand axe at her. This close.
Oh yeah, you can do that with your thrown weapon fighter. Yep.
Let's see here.
An 11, unfortunately, does not hit. So you throw your hand axe at her, and unfortunately, she is being wise to your incoming attack. She kind of dodges out of the way, and your hand axe also harmlessly lands. Actually, roll a d20 for me. Sure.
Ready?
Yep.
Hold this one. 12.
Yep. The hand axe just barely reaches the cliffside over here. And I take it that ends your turn, so that brings us back to Red.
All right.
Surely, Red.
Let's see.
Mr. Red, what do you do?
Can I make it over to here? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Can I make it there?
You do go through the creature's melee range, so it does get an attack of opportunity if you choose to do that.
Bring it on.
All right. Attack coming at you. Where are you? There you are. That is going to be an 8 to hit, so I don't believe that hits your armor class. So we're able to get through there, and she just tries to take a swipe and go, and you're able to kind of duck out of the way. You're too fast for her.
All right. I'm just gonna grab my spear from the ground there, if I can like reach between or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do I have enough left to? Can I throw it then, or is that my action to retrieve it?
No, I would say picking up a weapon is a free action.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, I'll just turn around and throw it right back at her.
All right, go ahead and throw your spear.
Fist with you.
22 definitely hits for some damage. So again, same scenario here. You see the spear does make purchase, but it kind of almost slows down, but continues to kind of pass through. Roll another d20 for me.
Okay. Just straight up D20.
Just a random d20. Just
Yeah. Oh.
see, to put slash roll 1d20. That was cute though. Now everybody knows how that works.
There we go.
14. You also do see that your spear lands harmlessly over here on the side.
Sweet.
Bringing us back to Timmick. What are you doing, Timmick? In
I
your
will
elkin form.
try to ram it again.
Yeah.
Trying to ram it. An 11.
I think I rolled 11
also
for
just
3
barely
times.
misses. I think you have actually. So you again try to go and like ram it again with your horns, but unfortunately this creature is kind of got your number a little bit. So it dodges out of the way again. I don't think there's anything you can do in your bonus action as an elk, unless you want to unwild shape. That's up to you. All right. That brings us back to the creature's turn. You're the object of its affection there, Juliet, so it's going to try to take another swipe at you real quick.
Go for it.
And that is a 13 to hit.
Just hits.
All right, and that's going to be 4 points of necrotic damage. It once again reaches out for you. Tries to reach out and kind of grab at your chest and kind of squeezes. You just hear and feel oof, oof, as the creature kind of takes another swipe at you. It is then going to dip down through the bridge and wind its way up this side.
So it's behind me.
Yep.
I'm going to. Oh, is it my turn?
It is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to try hitting it with the sword. So.
All right, you turn around and try to hit it with a sword. I'm just kidding. We won't put it upside down.
Let's see.
Sorry.
17 that hits, and this time you're able to kind of, as the creature just continues to smile and laugh and kind of, you go ahead and take a swing. And how would you like to do this?
I want to shove it through. Can I cuss on here a little bit?
A little bit.
I'm gonna shove this through this bitch's throat. Like,
All
just
right.
take it and just like shove it right through her throat, of course.
And that's what you do. You kind of that blazing kind of white hot energy in your eyes. You just take your sword, bring it up, and you just throw that thing and right into her throat. And as you do, it kind of sinks in. She goes to grab at it to try to pull it away, but it's too late, and she dissipates into mist, dead.
Hey, good job.
And
Two.
Juliet, who licked the red off of your candy? That was you were quite angry at that little lady.
And the mist slowly begins to dissipate and disappear, the warmth coming back into the space.
As I hear Maury say that, I'm just so infuriated with anger, and I need to be alone for just a couple of minutes.
No, every time you need.
I just want to just kind of walk past them and get to the other side as quick as I can.
And you're able to do that. You, as you kind of walk across, you hear the clip clap of the kind of like get across to the other side. The mist dissipated. The rain kind of continuing to fall that you hear in the background here, but it does slowly dissipate. And you have you all get back to the other side without issue.
I don't know how any of those lumberjacks came over here to do any work if that thing came after them.
What? I've never seen anything like any of these creatures. Why anyone would come here for something as mundane as lumber, is there not? How many other places could they have gone? This is foolishness.
I mean, I reckon something mighty nice has got to be over here. They're just some really stupid people.
Normally I would be charitable, but after the way this day has gone, I'm likely to agree with you on the second part.
Well, I guess we should go check on Juliet and make sure she's all right.
Yes. I'm glad that her and that sort of hers are on our side, though.
I'd hate to be on the receiving end of that. That's for sure.
Agreed. I'll head that way, kind of giving Juliet a face.
She
He's
found
right
a
after-
tree, and she's just hitting the tree with her sword.
I look at Timmick like,
Still an elk, so I can't answer you. I'm definitely looking at her with my elk eyes, just like.
you get one.
Well, I guess we'll just sit right here and let her do her thing.
Yeah. God, I don't know. I was gonna play a quiet song of rest, but I don't wish to disturb the peace of this place after that creature.
Juliet's disturbing the peace. She is just shouting profanities at this point.
All right, then yeah, I'll sit down and like, well, like it's like I'm imagining it as like one of those like I don't know what they're actually called, but like little hand drums that you like. I'll have to look what they're called. But it's just like you hold it in one hand.
A bongo.
No, not a bongo. It's like a leather drum or whatever. But then like you there's like a stick, and you almost like rock it back and forth across the face of it to like make the music. I'll have to look. I have to get bardic knowledge now. Just quietly, drum out like a soothing tempo while we rest up.
Okay. While you rest up, I would like all of you to give me a perception check.
All right.
Even the drow that is just hitting the tree.
you are too distracted.
Okay.
I'm glad somebody has perception. Oh, jeez.
Well, you rolled a natural 20 too. That's good. So you all, even you, Timmick, as you all kind of continue to sit there, you steal a moment to yourself, thinking about the events that just passed as you kind of peer out into the woods. As the woods begin to grow dark, you continue to kind of sit there, keeping a good eye out. And over the course of your guys' half an hour that you take here to rest, nothing at this point comes in to bother you. And you are able to roll any hit dice you need and refresh any of your short rest abilities.
After a while of just beating the tree to barely anything,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk back to the party.
Okay.
The first thing I'd like to do is just look at Maury and extend the hand.
Yeah, of course I'll take it.
Thank you for helping. Thank all of you. for that.
I mean, of course, we're all in this together. You know, I don't want you to think that you're out here on an island, or, I mean, I'm not going to proffer any information. You need to go and smack a tree around to get out your frustrations. Well, you go right on ahead. But just so you know, we're all here for each other, and I kind of think that the more time we spend together, the more I see we've got some pretty common interests. So you do what you got to do, little lady. But know, if you ever need someone to vent to, I'm pretty sure any of the three of us are willing to listen to what you have to say.
Indeed.
Maybe
Yeah.
not tonight, but maybe one day.
It's whenever you're ready. I'm sure all of us have some story to tell.
Bonding over our tragic backstories. I look forward to it.
As do I.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Whoa!
Kimmick,
He's not a deer anymore, everybody.
you're back. You're back.
Every time you do that, man, it makes me all catawampus. I don't know what's going on. Does it hurt?
No?
I mean, you would think, dude. I mean, you got the hooves and the... I don't know. All right.
It's quite fascinating.
Just feels normal.
Can you shape into anything?
Chihuahua and elk.
I mean, that's
Why?
two more than I can shape into. So
Yeah. What
That's
can you
two
shape
more
into?
than I can't shape into anything, but was the Chihuahua like a family pet or something?
Just the first dog that came to my mind, and just came very naturally.
It's quite cute.
and they're both very close to the ground. So
Yeah.
I could turn into a duck. And then I,
Or you
I,
can't turn into a
I
duck.
squat down and do the funny little duck walk you do in elementary school and start waddling across. Told you.
Oh man.
Have you ever seen a dragonborn waddle like a duck? Now you have.
we have indeed. Oh,
I don't think anyone will ever believe us.
if only there was a way to immortalize it. Oh.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day there'll be devices that will be able to capture that.
I can't imagine a time like that.
Anything's possible. If I can turn into an elk and a chihuahua, anything's possible.
He has a point.
A good one at that.
Timmick, I do have a quick question to ask you, though. I noticed there's something in your beard. It has eyes.
Oh, that's my bird.
What?
You didn't notice it this whole time?
No, I didn't notice a bird.
It's been living there for a little while.
All right,
Oh.
so follow-up question. What happens to the bird when you turn into a chihuahua?
That is a good question. I do not know. next time I turn to any animal, see if it flies out or something. I could honestly not tell you.
I wonder if it just, like, sucks into your chihuahua body.
You know what? That could actually be a possibility.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Did
to
you
look-
name your bird?
That was my question.
Just bird.
Just bird.
So it's like just naming a dog, or a kid.
Yeah.
Can I call you dwarf?
If you want to.
No, I like
I
Timmick.
dwarf.
No, I enjoy Timmick.
Okay.
It fits you.
Born with that name. Should fit.
DM, can I try speaking to the bird?
Do you have the ability to do so?
I do. I can speak to any animal
Okay.
without using a spell slot.
Okay. Sure. You can try to talk to Bird.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animal, and I'm going to try speaking to the bird.
Okay.
Where do you go when he ships?
Well, Oh, you're kind of scary looking though. Well, I basically just kind of like I kind of shift too, but it's a little weird. I kind of turn into just like a small little like an insect or something like that, and I basically just kind of stick to him.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You like the name Bird?
I mean, I don't know. I am a bird. I don't understand why I would have a different name.
Would you like a different name and I could tell him?
I don't know. Sure.
What would you like your name to be?
Gale?
Hey, Timmick, the bird wants to be called Dale.
I heard him.
You can hear them too?
Yeah, I have speech of the woods. I can just hear what they say.
I have Speak with Animal. We have so much in common.
I guess so.
I'm gonna stop speaking to the bird. It was nice speaking to you, Bird. Or Dale.
guess.
You too. I guess. It's pretty scary, you know.
Yeah. Well, you'll get to know her. I still am.
Great. That
Yeah.
sucks.
I just like put it back in my beard. So that's enough for now.
Stop for that.
Oh,
You could still hear me.
I love this bird so much, guys.
I love you too.
Swoon. So what's the next step? Where do we go after this?
we must continue along this path to reach the final logging site. Hopefully, we don't find more creatures along the way.
From how our day's been looking, that's probably not gonna happen.
Seems like a low chance.
Would not hold my breath. And I'll pick up my spear and start marching towards the site.
I'm going to sheath the sword and follow along behind him.
Okay. All right. You guys begin to make your way back to the site of known as Site 5 of this the lumberjacks kind of workplaces. And as you guys continue to kind of go through, the day has turned to night. It's grown quite dark, and you guys are still able to kind of continue to navigate your way through, following along on the kind of crude, very difficult to kind of discern path as you guys kind of continue to walk this way. As you do begin to see, you first, Juliet, with your dark vision, the view of the camp kind of well, hers is 120 feet, so it's wicked good. You also eventually do see it too, Maury and Timmick, as you guys kind of start to approach this camp. It relatively, it's not barren. There's some trees that have been chopped down, but you also do see a number of different tools and axes and all kinds of different things. A few stacks of logs here and there, but for the most part, this particular site is relatively untouched. You kind of do see kind of like maybe where they used to congregate here in the middle, as far as like kind of where they brought everything in. And as you guys begin to approach, I need everyone to give me a perception check.
These have gone swimmingly for me so far. Jesus.
All right. Yes, very swimmingly. As you all begin to approach, you hear you don't really see much, but you do begin to hear footsteps. And Timmick, you're the first one to notice, and you kind of like quiet everyone down. The footsteps appear to be coming from behind you. As you all approached, it appears that they were made aware of your presence as you came in. You hear the sounds and the growling of something that you've heard before. You hear one. Then immediately to your right. 2. And then again. A third one to your left. It appears you have found where the other 3 lumberjacks remain. But they are not lumberjacks anymore. And that's where we're actually going to leave it tonight. So, good job, guys!
TPK next week. Woo!
You made it through a whole session.
Yay! We did it! We actually did it! Yeah, that was fun, guys. That was exciting. Yeah, we will pick this back up again last week. Or not last week. We'll pick this up next week. Same time, same place, here on the Blue Collar DM Twitch channel. Make sure you follow if you haven't already. Make sure you, if you want to subscribe, that's cool too. But any way you can, also check out some of the social medias. That way you guys know when we go online. You'll also get some kind of, you'll get alerts and stuff like that for when this is happening. But you also get some, you'll get alerted to some other stuff that comes out for the channel and stuff like that. Yeah, this was fun. Kind of crazy too. I appreciate everyone that's here. I know it's kind of cattywampus here, kind of get everything started. We had a number of cool, awesome people here. Someone gifted a sub to Ben halfway through. Shaggy became a Twitch Prime subscriber. Wolfden, Abolio7, Green Gecko 285, Azazel the bot, Bumpy Crow, Agrio Gato, and Gamer Mom Luna, all new followers. It's great.
Hey.
Love it, guys. Hope you guys have a good night, and until next time, we'll see you soon.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Go, you friends.